this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am welcoming you back to my channel to do a layout today that should be quick and easy because we're going to use some mats and we're going to use our border maker system, and it should come together really fast. So come on over to my desktop and let's see what I've got cooking.
All right, here we are at my desktop, and we are going to continue my layouts for our Disney vacation trip that happened last Thanksgiving. And I have a bunch of mats from the Sparks of Magic collection that I have matched up with some photos that I want to put down. These photos are kind of generic. They're mostly of our traveling, our experiences traveling to get there, because we live in Utah and Disneyland is a good full day's drive, and so it is a ways away. And anyway, it took a long time in the car. So these are actually pictures reminding us of California traffic, because we used to live in Southern California. It's been a while, but it's always good to get back and remember what that was about. And kind of, it's not a horrible memory. It's just a memory. I'm going to go ahead and use the what are they calling this? Double Rickrack. The Double Rickrack Border Maker cartridge. This is new for CM, and so it just came out, I think, with our last release, not the one that released on the 13th, but the one that released earlier in February, or the very last day of January, I think, actually. Anyway, this is a fun one, and it's going to be, it's a fun way of putting some color on your page without having to stress too much about it. So first thing I'm going to do is use my border maker, and I'm going to cut a few of these cute borders. They call it the Double Rickrack Punch because, as you can see, it punches 2 rows of Rickrack. And if you don't know what Rickrack is, I grew up in the 70s, and Rickrack was a really big thing back then. We had Rickrack on our clothes and all over. So if you don't know what that is, then you are much younger than me, but that's okay. I'm going to save these pieces also because I think they would make cute borders if I was so inclined. And actually there are some smaller pieces of Rickrack from in between each of the punches, so they are also pretty cool, and would be fun additions to a page somewhere along the line. This one I'm going to need to add some sticky notes to. How many of you are familiar with this trick? This is this one goes back a long time, so if you've never seen this, then you probably are fairly new to using the border maker system. But if you put a little sticky note on pieces that are not wide enough to make it into the magnet, you can still use them, because then the magnet holds the sticky and instead of the paper. Hold on just a second, I have kind of a weird bowing going on. Strange. Alright, so I'm just going to punch this one more time, and I don't know, I might actually use another piece of paper and go ahead and punch another set. Just have to see how it goes. There we go. You can see how it punched off some of my post-it note. That's okay. Alright. So I'm going to set that piece aside. Get rid of this because it's not sticky anymore. I punched all that part off. Gather these up. Okay. Let's do, actually let's do 2 more sets. So this is going to take a minute. I'll fast forward it for you so you don't have to watch me do all this. Okay, now we have 4 sets of these double rickrack lines. And we could use these in a number of ways. We could do a double rickrack line down here. I think I grabbed 2 opposite ones. See how those are meeting and making an oval in the middle? Oh, maybe it's just flipped over, because these, I know for sure, were not opposites. So we'll just flip it over and do the same thing. So we could do like that, straight across. We can do that on the top and the bottom. Something like that. But it would also be, I think, pretty cool if we took these and cut them in half and did them across the corners. Sorry, I'm sure you can hear my son upstairs. He was gone for a few weeks helping my husband work in California, and for a bit, and he just came home over the weekend, so he's been playing his video games again after not seeing them for a while. So it's kind of funny. All right, well, let me see. Let's lay on our layouts, our frames, mats, as it were. And then we will see what we want to do. So as you can see, when we were on the I-15, coming into California, there was a good deal of traffic. Traffic, traffic, traffic. Traffic that we are blessed to not have to deal with here in Utah, although we do get our fair share of traffic, but nothing's quite like 6 lanes of craziness inching along with everyone trying to get to Anaheim or somewhere else. You know what would be fun? I just have had an idea. Let's grab some yellow cardstock. Oh, excuse me. My phone just took a dive. Let's grab some yellow cardstock and punch that, and we can weave them together. Ta-da! With the yellow mats that are on this page, I just feel like that would be a really good idea. So bear with me again, I'm going to punch some more. All right, let's see. I was thinking there for a second that it would be really, really cool to weave these together. That's pretty cute, I think. So I'm just going kind of every other bump and weaving those together to make like a chain. See that? Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Almost went out of order. Isn't that cute? I think that's really cute. Okay, I'm going to do that on all of these, so bear with me here. All right, so there are my woven pieces, and I think I'm going to stick with those and not use these up here. We'll use those on another page. So we're just going to do one across the top and one across the bottom, and our photos in between. Too easy, right? Okay, let me grab my adhesive. I'm going to use repositionable adhesive just because that way I don't have to be as careful. And I'm just going to put this roughly 1/2 inch from the bottom. That looks right to me. Sort of reminds me of mustard and ketchup. Might come in handy in a scrapbook page or two. We'll have to see how that goes. Alright, let me line up my pages because for some reason that's not looking like it's at the right place. Yep. Okay. There we go. I'm going to just tuck that end in there. Same thing from the top, about 1/2 inch down is where that's going to go. If you really wanted to use your imagination, sort of can look like an M for Mickey Mouse, maybe? Or not. Alright. There's those. Okay, now I'm going to just go ahead and mount all these photos to... Actually, you know what? 1 second. There's another punch I was going to use. You can just mount your photos on these mats and not have an issue, and they'll be super cute and it'll look lovely. But I happen to have this quad punch from a while back that does a cute little corner slit where you can slide the corners of your photos in. And I thought that would be a cute thing to do with these mats. So if you have this punch, grab it, because we're going to just use it really quick. If you don't have this punch, it's okay. You can go ahead and just mat your photos, putting a border around that's even, and it will still look really cute. I am going to go ahead and adhere these photos, even though I'm going to put them in these corner slits, because they won't go all the way into the corner slits. There will just barely be the corner of the photo in the photo mat. Hang on, I'm just gonna go ahead and adhere these down because they're popping out of the corners. There we go, that'll work. That way I can slip that one in and slip this one in, and they'll stay. Of course, that one looks a little bit crooked, just the tiniest bit crooked. It'll be all right though. Okay. So I don't know how many of you have had the pleasure to go to Disneyland rather than Disney World, but if you're coming to Disneyland, most of the time we take I-15 through Las Vegas. Most people do, unless you already live in California or you live in Arizona. Even if you live in Arizona, you may take I-15. Interstate 15. So you likely have had the pleasure of dealing with the same traffic. We were doing so good. We thought we were making great time, and we were going to maybe even be there earlier than we expected. And then, wow, we got through Las Vegas and we were met with just standstill. A standstill on the freeway. Alright, I'm going to raise up that lower photo because it's kind of too low. Where I need it to be. There we go. I think that just adds just a little bit. I mean, it's not a huge difference to put this little slit in the corner, but you know, like many of you, when I've purchased a tool, I want to use it. And I hope that if you have purchased this tool, that you have used it on some other things besides this particular layout. I would love it if you would comment and tell me what you've used it on. I love this corner right here. It's really cool. Looks very nice. I've used it on cards and things like that before. Anyway, sometimes it's fun to get out our old tools and use them with our new ones. That's why we bought them, right? To use them. But don't worry if you don't have one. You could use your corner rounder if you wanted. that would be a nice addition as well, to just round the corners. Okay, so I'm going to butt this up right against the jeeping in the center. And there's not going to be much of a border on that, so maybe I ought to scoot this over just a smidge, since this guy's already been lifted a couple times anyways. That will make me happier. I like to have a border between things. All right. 2 more. Come here. So definitely you could make this page super quick by just punching the border and gluing your Rickrack border on. You could go all the way around all 4 sides with your Rickrack border, which would be very cute. And actually that is what I had intended to do when I suddenly decided, you know what, braiding these together would be really cute too. So that's what I went with, which took a little bit longer, admittedly. So if you don't want to take the time to braid it, you don't have to by any means. Certainly never have to do things exactly the way I do them. Make it your own. If you have a different punch you like better, or maybe you don't have the same punch that I'm using, that's okay. Use one that you have, or invest in a new one if you like one of the new ones. That's always fun too. Let's see, I don't remember how I had that in here. I'm going to go with putting that one all the way against the center border, since this one's all the way against the center. Admittedly, this photograph is blurry, so don't think that you are, needing to adjust your glasses or anything like that. Just know that sometimes the photographs we want to get are not the best, right? But I don't have another picture of the sign for the Disneyland Hotel. So, blurry or not, that photo is going in my album. And that is just the way it's going to be. Alright, this one we're going to do a little differently because I have to put the photo behind the frame. Cool. Alright. Some little repositionable adhesive back behind everything. I'm not really in love with this, the way this is working out here, so let's see. What can we do? I think maybe this is going to go down here and just be slightly offset. And this guy can go kind of at a cool angle over here. All right. Now, embellishments. Look at all the fun Rickrack paraphernalia I have to play with in future layouts. Don't be surprised if you see that again, because it may pop up. Come on. There we go. Let's see. Oh, I was going to use this mat with this. Hang on a second. Let's see. I can get that adhesive off those pictures. Ooh. A little bitty piece. There we go. I got it. Yay. Okay, so we're going to move this up here, or maybe move this down. We'll move it down. And then we'll put our journal box in that upper right-hand corner. One second. Let's trim this. We're going to make this into a square. So we're going to consider it to be a 4x4 square. Will it fit? Only just barely. All right. Just barely. Four by 4. See what I mean by just barely? All right. This one, ooh, we could put yellow. Yellow or blue? Yellow, blue. Kind of like the blue because it picks up the blue over here. And we've already got a lot of yellow and red on these two pages. Blue or yellow? Blue. We're going to do blue. Sometimes it's so hard to decide. It feels so final. Because pretty much it is. All right. So I'm just going to tuck that guy in there kind of. And we can add a little something something around it. Let's see what we can add around it. It's kind of cute. Could do dreams do come true. I could put that one right on top of there and say, let the memories begin. I kind of like that. That's cute. Let's do that. I'm going to do that. Let the memories begin. But we kind of need something. Should we do worth the wait? Worth the wait. That's the understatement, right? 100% fun. I just saw a ticket. Where did it go? There it is, the ticket with a arrow on it. Let's use that. Maybe some of those, just to jazz things up a little. All right, let's see. "100% fun." Y'all know this is the hardest part for me, and I'm so sorry that I lag on the embellishing. I know that it is not my best, but I feel like I'm doing better than I used to be. Let the memories begin. All right, 100% fun. We're gonna do worth the wait. I'm gonna put a couple of these smaller ones on here. And then I will journal on the page. Okay. Maybe we'll put a little yellow bling up here, a little blue bling down here. Not where I want to do. Stick that right there. Just for a little bit of something, something. All right, I think that's it. So, not as quick as I had hoped, but still a fairly fast set of pages for you. Hopefully that will help you create some cute layouts in your album, in your albums to come. I'm so glad that you were able to be here with me today, and I appreciate you very, very much. Until next time, I hope that you have many more creative moments.